Well, the Cirillos are really making a morning of it.
But what is this thing with cold pasta for breakfast?
Oh, that is part of the whole new family dynamic.
It's easy to see where Lois gets her energy.
I'm telling you, they jump into life with both feet.
Not to mention her particular ways of expressing herself.
Well, I'm looking forward to them becoming part of this extended family. Especially the way Carmine hands it back to you, Father.
Well, that shows what you know. I thought that Carmine and I got along quite well.
Edward, well, is very much on my mind this morning. I need to ask your help about something, and now is as good a time as any, I guess.
Anything, my dear.
I don't know if I'll ever be able to explain to anyone fully the impact or the value of my time at La Mesa, but I can say I really do miss the support of that group. They weren't a family. They were extensions of myself. They were my conscience, my alter ego, my spiritual guide, in a way that nobody that hasn't been in the same situation could be. They were gifts. And I can honestly say that I owe my survival in large measure to them. And I know Paige feels that they've made her life much more valuable. So now Paige and I are kind of a mini support group, but as they say, there's strength in numbers. I know so many patients that could have benefited from my experience. They still can. I'd like to be able to give them that. I would like to start a wellness group under the auspices of General Hospital.
And how much easier it will be to sell this to the hospital board if you have the underwriting already sewn up.
Gee, and I thought I was being so subtle.
You forget with whom you are dealing. So, opinions?
I think it's a terrific idea, both for the hospital and for Mom. Count on me for whatever help I can give.
Thank you.
Look, Mom, I don't want to run out on this, but I'm meeting Keisha in 15 minutes.
Okay.
Good luck. Anything I can do to help, okay?
Thank you, sweetheart.
Okay. Bye, everybody. I'll check in later.
Now, that was predictable. Yeah. So, Alan?
Well, Monica and I have already decided to make a financial contribution to this, and I do think that it will provide a much-needed service to the GH community. And probably the board of directors is going to take about 5 minutes to approve the idea.
No caveats?
Only the notion that Monica's going to take on the burden of leadership at this particular time in her recovery. But I have already been shot down on that particular point, so insofar as I'm concerned, it's a green light.
Well, put together the figures and we'll do what we can.
Hello.
Here they come. Good morning. Good morning.
Yes,
Now then, the next item on the agenda is the wedding. What can we do to help? Of course, we'll make immediate arrangements for the rehearsal dinner.
Well, oh, you know what, Mrs. Q, that's okay. I mean, we've already had our rehearsal.
Edward, I think we should have the dinner at the club.
The club?
Well, Edward's family lived in Oyster Bay, and we've retained membership in one of the clubs there. And it's the perfect place for a big party.
Well, that'd be great, but it's way out on the island.
Yeah, Pops is right. It's a really sweet offer, but it's like, what, it's like an hour and a half from Bensonhurst.
At least. And we certainly wouldn't expect everyone to drive back into Brooklyn at that hour of the night.
Well, of course not. That's why we'll open up the house, too.
The house?
We kept the old family homestead as sort of a retreat.
It's a big part of our history, and we'd love to share it with you. It'll be wonderful fun.
Well, yes, well, yeah, I like your style, Mrs. Quartermain. You are one classy lady. And she is one very classy lady.
Now, I know that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Come on. Let's get going. Let these people get back to their lives, okay?
Right. Well, listen, don't get up. Thanks for everything. I haven't had this much fun in years. Doc, nice to meet you. Monica.
And I am still tingling from that jacuzzi.
We're so glad you could come.
Oh, you're so sweet. And listen, very soon, you're all coming to Bensonhurst so we can return the hospitality. We'll rent Weston's.
I'll hold you to that.
Reginald, will you please take their bags?
Absolutely.
We'll see you out there, okay?
Okay. Bye-bye, everybody.
Have a safe trip.
Thanks again.
Oh,
Was this a success or what?
I still can't believe it.
I'm off the office. I have to play corporate mogul for a while.
Yeah? Doing a leverage buyout big time?
Better than that, I get to interrogate AJ.
Don't be too hard on him, okay, Tiger?
Oh, never.
See you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
See you, Ned.
Can it be that the core remains actually avert a family crisis? A wellness center here at GH? I think that's a fantastic idea, both for the hospital and for Monica.
Yes, it is. That's why I had such a hard time telling her that's the last thing on this earth that I think she should be doing.
Oh. Well, yeah, it is a big project.
It's a full-time job, and she should be concentrating on her recovery.
But maybe this is part of her recovery. Maybe getting outside of herself is exactly what she needs.
Bobbie, I know that argument, but the body will only take so much. Do you remember that she tried to come back to work just a few days after she had her mastectomy? My God, it almost killed her. And then Steve had to drag her kicking and screaming out of the operating room and send her home to rest. Monica's one of these people that simply doesn't listen to her body when it tells her enough is enough.
Oh, yeah, well, what do you expect? She's a doctor.
She's a person first. She's my wife. And she's a doctor. And I'm not sure in what order the last two come in.
I don't blame you. Listen, Tony could cover for me tonight with Lucas, so, how would you like to go over to Luke's and we'll get a drink and you can spill your guts?
You read my mind. How do you do that?
Oh, well, I'm a nurse, you know. We have special powers.
Yes, you do. Thank you. I'm not angry with Monica.
Are you sure?
Irritated, maybe, but I'm not angry.
Why?
Because she's sick, Bobbie. It's not right for me to be angry with her.
Well, you can't censor your emotions. Maybe it would help to just get it all out.
There's always a reason why we're not together. First thing, it was La Mesa. She felt she had to do this on her own and go away, and in the end, she was absolutely right. She did the right thing for her. And then it's Paige and Emily. She says she wants to bring them home, and she brings them home. And believe me, they're there, and they're first. And now she wants to form this wellness group. God, I must sound so incredibly selfish.
No. What you sound like is though you feel pushed aside and left out.
That about sums it up.
Alan, do you honestly believe that Monica is doing all of these things to avoid you?
Sometimes, Bobbie, yes, I do.
Well, then let's approach it from a less subjective point of view. You know, General Hospital can certainly use a wellness group. And who's more qualified to run it, both as a doctor and a patient, than Monica?
No one?
You can't argue that any focus on the future, whether it be through Paige and Emily or through a wellness group, is definitely a positive step for Monica.
But is it too much? Forget about me for a moment. I mean, is all this frenzied activity, is it just obsession in disguise?
So,
Look, she has just beaten her own cancer, and now she's turning straight back around and wallowing in it. She hasn't even regained her strength, and she has decided to take on the responsibility of a dying woman and her pre-adolescent daughter. I gotta tell you something. The last thing on this earth that I want to do is live through anybody's adolescence again. And then there is this wellness group. I mean, where is she going to fit me in, Bobbie? Where?
hey, you and Monica has survived a lot worse than busy schedule.
But I can't compete, Bobbie. You see, I've never had cancer.
Alan, she needs you.
She needs you now. She may not be able to show you or tell you, but she needs you by her side.
Paige is on her side.
She has two sides. Go around to the other.
And when she pushes me away again, who's going to be on my side?
Me.
Well, can't put it off any longer. Gotta venture back into that little menagerie that I call home. Has anybody ever complimented you on your listening skills?
No, not recently.
Let me rectify that matter. You are a superb listener. You could give Kevin a run for his money.
Perhaps until we get to the part where I have to actually give some insight.
You're no slouch in that department, I know. Will you make me a promise?
Sure.
If you ever need to unload, will you come to me?
The deal.